You're watching EVH Gear TV, brought to you by Design39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs. Microphones for EVH Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Now, here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH Gear artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey everyone. Welcome to the 1970s EVH Gear TV. Happy Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. It's line 6 day is what it is. And I just got a message from Sandra, a text message. And Richard Henry says the same thing too. Have I turned into the wrong channel? It's all gone a bit 70s. I'm just trying to find music that works with the mustache. So there we go. In case you're wondering, for the people that are just jumping in, I was playing this, and actually Tommy Harris is jumping in too. I'll talk about Tommy here in a second as well too. This is what people were listening to just for a moment ago. I love it. I wanted to have something a little bit different and have a little bit of music on hold. And I don't want something that's going to be like metal in your face. You know, there's nothing like, rubbing someone the wrong way with music right off the get-go. So just trying to make it someone, open genre. And I like that kind of music. I'm not saying why. But anyway, so Quentin James is here. Says, is Quentin James allowed to be here? Yes, he's allowed to be here. And there's a little running private joke going with Quentin and I and some of his friends about a Helix. But we won't get into it, but he's definitely allowed here. Poison Ivy is here, saying howdy, folks. Richard Henry says, if I turned in the wrong channel, as I was mentioning, Mike Francis is here, says, hey, long time no see, guys. Tommy Harris, can't wait to see this. So yeah, I was just talking to Tommy. Tommy and I go way back when I first started doing Hangouts and all the EVH stuff back, a few years ago. And I say way back, only 2 years, but still seems like way back. Tommy's a good dude. Got a great taste in music, good guitar player, great guitar player. And we were just doing some Van Halen instruction on Skype, which was really, really cool. And he's doing a tremendous job. So, Tommy, keep up the great work. And I'm looking forward to see how you make out with some of those little things I showed you. And nice to have you here catching a live show, which is really cool. Insomniac Matt is here saying the intro music sounded like elevator music. Yes, exactly. I kind of wanted it to be exactly that. That's exactly what I was going for. Rich Henry says, you done the Helix update yet? Yes, I did. I'll talk about that in a second. I haven't had a chance to explore it yet. I physically did it like all of us did, the 2 million of us Helix users. I did it the first time I went to the website. It was crashed, so I couldn't get it, so I had to wait a bit. Eric Harborough is here, and Tone Wars is here. Awesome. We got a bunch of good buddies here. So I was joking the other day saying today's going to be line 6 day, and it turned out it certainly was line 6 day. Frank sent me a message saying that it was, a certain time today it was going to go, the update was going to be up. And I think he was pretty much right down to the exact time he said it was going to go live. Baby making music, Tone Moore says, yeah, I guess you could say that for sure. So we had, the 2.5 update for Helix today, for the Helix family of products. And, first, before we even get into that, since we're talking about the Helix family of products, Chad Boston and all your friends and Mike Francis and everyone, Jared and everyone that's a part of that group, Eric as well too. So many of you, Richard Henry, you're all of them, except Quentin, are part of that group. And it's what a great family of people in that group. And obviously the Line 6 team thinks it's a great group, or else they wouldn't frequent it as much as they do. They're in there religiously posting, answering technical questions, stuff like that. But I have never in my life of the internet been a part of a group that has been as friendly between that and Chad's Friendly Gear Freaks as that group. absolutely love it, and it makes being on the internet a comfortable place when there's a lot of crappy places out there. So hats off to you guys out there. And thank you for you guys allowing me to post on that group as well too. Chad's told me before that if I'm posting something Helix related, that's no problem. And actually, I think he even lets me post other stuff too. But as far as I know, his Line 6 stuff is cool. So I posted it to get some of you guys to come and watch as well. Plus, I posted on the EVH Facebook and EVH Gear TV Facebook and my own personal Facebook. So the big update came out today, 2.5, 2.50, whatever you want to call it. And for people that don't know, some people that may discover this video after the fact, everyone here in the chat knows what this is. Even Poison Ivy knows what it is, and she doesn't play guitar, but she, you know, I tell her everything about the products and stuff like that. She's more savvy than some guitar players are. But for the people that are watching this video that stumble across it after the fact, what the 2.50 update is firmware. It's software for devices. Just like when you get anything, you get like a home security camera system, and you know, there's updates that, well, the manufacturer, instead of having to make you buy a new product, they'll update software. So it has bug fixes or new features, you know, sometimes maybe like smart TVs or Blu-ray players and things like that. You know, maybe there's a new app that comes out that you can watch a certain video service. So instead of having to get a new device, you just download software and now it becomes something else available. So that's what happened today with the Helix. And everyone's been waiting for this, 2.50. And it came with a couple new amplifiers, a bunch of reverbs, and a whole whack of effects. Now, Richard, I think it was the one that asked me if I have updated. So yeah, I went as soon as Eric Klein posted saying, okay, 2.5 is out there, go grab it. So we all tried to do that. Some of you were more successful than others, more successful than me, because when I went to the website, it was an overload on the server, and it was actually down. And it was actually, you know, it just got their maintenance page saying, you know, the website's under maintenance, come back later. Excuse me. In other words, the server just couldn't handle it. And that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. And when you have that many people trying to access your website at one time, and we're not just talking hundreds, we're not talking probably tens of thousands of people. And like there's over 10,000 people in Chad's group alone. So probably I would say 2/3 of those people alone, of those database of people, were on that website. So it shut the website down for a short bit. But we all got most of us, including myself, have got the update. I updated it. I didn't read the instructions like you normally do. I didn't even make a backup of my patches. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to be really, really bummed if I lose my patches. I only have a few that are really, really important to me. And lately, of all things, I've lost a lot of data lately from sheer carelessness on my part. I work with computers for a living, and I know the precautions of things you need to do. And I've lost some things as of recent that were important to the show and things like that as well. But you know, you can't cry over spilt milk, right? So I can't do anything to change it. Stuff like that is gone. So long story short, I wasn't even really worried about losing my patches in the Helix if I did anything wrong. Updated it, no problem. And then I had my controller, the floor controller, unplugged, or no, I should say, well, the LAN cable unplugged, and I had the power turned off. I think that's what I was supposed to do. And then it updated, no problem. Plugged in the controller, turned on the power switch, and then I noticed I had a little display back on the rack, which is, you can just barely see it. I need to move my camera a bit. One sec. It's not fair that I'm not showing the Helix in the shot. Anyways, I noticed a little thing on the Helix saying, oh, we need to update the firmware, or if the control needs such and such an update, the firmware update to work with the new firmware software. So I just hit the OK button. It did its thing, boom, and everything's working fine. Look down on my control deck, which is down below on the floor. All my patches were there. So like, perfect. I was talking to Jamie Trevino here, who will probably be popping on here in the chat here in a moment. And he was asking if I had tried it yet. He's like, oh, this is great. And I said, no, I updated, but I was doing a guitar lesson like pretty much after. This has been a crazy day. So I haven't had much time to do any fun extracurricular stuff. This is a fun time now. So I haven't played the new patches at all. I haven't tried the new reverbs. I haven't tried any of the effects, none of the amplifiers, but I do know my Helix is 100% ready to go, and with the newest firmware 2.5. So I saw that UPS was scheduled to deliver the packages today from Line 6, and then we had a bad snowstorm here, really extremely bad. Not bad enough that the school buses weren't canceled. We were hoping for a snow day for the boy. We like having snow days with the boy as much as he does. But, you know, he went to school, and but it was bad enough that it slowed down UPS. And I got a notification saying your packages have been postponed until tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, bummer. And that was actually okay. As much as on a new gear day, you'd never want delays. You want your stuff, but I was so busy today. There's so many things I'm multitasking with today. Stuff for my business, Design 39 Media, meeting with a client tomorrow, getting some stuff done for that person. Just stupid busy. A million and one things. And so I was actually okay that it was going to be delayed. Then all of a sudden I got an email saying Quantum View, or, UPS My Choice, or whatever they call that thing. You've got 2 packages coming, and they are coming today. And then I heard bang, bang, bang on my front steps, which is right outside my office almost. And I look outside, UPS is there, and they dropped them off. And I did leave a note saying through my UPS My Choice thing, whatever, that they can leave stuff at the front door, and they did. So that was cool. I'll go out there, and I was a little bummed that they had just kind of dropped the guitar down on the ground, and I don't know if it's 100% yet. I haven't opened it yet. So I have a guitar, and I have another box. So long story short, we're going to jump into that stuff. So thank you so very, very much, everyone, for tuning in to watch a nice unboxing. I'd like to share this stuff with you very, very much. I want to thank Frank, Rashad, and Eric, and everyone at Line 6 for being very generous, and Frank coming on the show last week. It's been a huge successful video, and that episode is one of my highest downloaded episodes in iTunes as well, too. It's up on iTunes. Check that out. It's just go to iTunes, search in EVH. You'll find me for sure, or EVH Gear, and you're definitely going to find me. But you'll find it for sure. There's some great episodes up there, and the episode with Frank Rashad from last, I think it was Thursday, it's a great thing. We talk about the HX effects and things like that. So let's go back over a couple questions, and then, or at least comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. And Mike Francis says, thanks, Eric. That's awesome to say. That's in reference to the group over there. And Mike's part of that, and he's an admin over there as well, too, I believe. So I really, a big respect. And Eric Harbour says it was probably a DDoS denial of service attack. Yeah, that's, when people send out so many commands. Yeah, it could be a competitor trying to make sure the firmware doesn't go down, or it doesn't go out. Let me see here. Insomniac Matt says, that reminds me of the time when Paul McCartney tickets sold out in like 15 seconds. Yeah. Everyone should buy a small hard drive just for the Helix backup. They are cheap. Yeah, very, very small. That's a good idea. And even flash drives now, like they're so large in size. Thank you. Jared Tonemore says that was a great episode. I really enjoyed it too. And Frank was sick. It was very, very nice. He'd just come down with the anthrax. He was cold and flu kind of thing, and he was sick. You could tell in his voice, but he was a champ, man. And there's Jamie. He says a lie. He says, sorry, I'm late. I was dialing 2.5 on my main rig. Let's see those things. Okay, yes, I've talked too long. Let me get a quick sip. And let's get the box. So I'm going to just put it on hold here for a quick second. I'm going to go grab the box. 1 second. I really didn't need to do that. I just want to play that song one more time. I just wanted to play the song one more time. I'm keeping that too. Unless people are like 100% opposed to it, then I am going to leave it. 1 second. All right, so here we go. I'll try to do it like this. And Sandra sent me a message before we went live. She says, cut away from yourself and don't cut deep. So what am I doing? I'm cutting towards myself and I'm cutting extra deep. I have to send a text here. 1 second. So obviously we're not opening a guitar at this point. I'm just texting my co-producer. All right, so here we go. You can see what's inside here. We have the HX FX. Don Shepard's here. Awesome. Hey, Don. I've been really excited about this day today. Number one, had this stuff not even been coming, I was excited for the 2.5 firmware update. Okay. So there we go. I love the packaging. It's really funny, you could take anything and stick it in a really nice box, and I would get all excited about it on the show here. And in any of my reviews, I always do that. I kind of make a joke about it. It's like, okay, I'm going to like the product because the box is great. But Line 6 is absolutely amazing with the quality of their product and of the packaging. can't see it all that well, but I'm going to pop it open anyways. I'm really excited about this. So for people that don't know what this is basically just the effects portion of Helix without all the amp modeling and that kind of stuff as well too. So you've got multiple effects, everything you could possibly ask for from Helix, and up to 9 simultaneous effects at one time as well too, which is phenomenal. You'd probably not use that in most cases. Now I'm just trying to be very careful here. There's probably some security tape somewhere, and I do not want to damage this thing because there we go. Try to set that down carefully. Okay, now you have a more of a matte black, kind of a matte finish, flat finish. Needs a little bit of persuasion here with a knife. I love it. I'm telling you, man, they spare no expense when it comes to packaging and detail. There we go. All right, let's have a look. I am stoked. I kind of needed a break today, too. It's been a very, very busy day, and when this show's done tonight, I'm not going to be playing much with this stuff tonight, as much as I would love to. I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to work in a little bit. I've got a lot of work to do, but this was a nice way to have a break today. So let's get this thing out of here. So it looks like a baby Helix. Same kind of chassis, solid steel. Steel buttons, everything as well, too. Check it out. Look at that. Fantastic. I'm going to take off the protective strips. And apparently Chad from L6 Gear has the scribble strip protectors available for these now too as well too. So L6gear.com, is that correct, Jamie and Jared and the guys and Mike? Is L6 Gear, line6gear.com, I think it is. If that's the case, Jared, Jamie, I think in Poison Ivy you can do it as well too. I think you can post links because your moderators here as well. Who's ever a moderator there, if that's the website link, post that for Chad. I think it's line6gear.com, so they can get the screen protectors or the scribble strip protectors as well too. Very solid. Everything. This is things heavier than a tank. Very well built. Obviously, you got multiple sends and returns in the back. Your typical stereo in, stereo outs, MIDI control, USB, and this is something I'm excited about trying too. Your DC jack, and I was talking to Eric Klein about this. I was asking him about the power requirements, and he said at least 2 amp or something like that. And I want to see if this is going to work with Pedal Snake, and I'm gonna give you my report on this later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm almost positive it will, as long as it's like a typical, like a Boss type. There you go, L6gear.com. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that for posting it. I wasn't 100% sure of the link. Okay, this may need a special end, but Jody at Pedal Snake can make these ends to match this. I just want to verify both with Eric Klein at Line 6 and with Jody at Pedal Snake, because one of the cool things about this, a lot of guys are going to be using this with either they're just in their effects loop with their amplifier, or they're going to be using it like in 4-cable method or things like that as well too. And instead of having a mess of guitar cables running to in front of your amp, plus having this at your pedal board as well too, I can more than likely have this arranged to send the voltage through the Pedal Snake. I'm not guaranteeing it yet, but I'm 99.9% sure we can do that and have one snake. So you guys looking into getting a snake system, I love Pedal Snake. Been working with them for a decade plus easily, closer to 15 years probably. And I swear by them. It'll neaten up your rig, and you have one cable coming to in this case, your HX effects with send returns, 4 or 5 cable method, whatever you're going to do, and voltage. So it's perfect. I think we can do that. I know we've done it with Strymon, and we've done it with other people as well too, because with their 24 volt system, it's a different type of end as well too. But I'm going to find out about that. I'm going to give this exact specs on this thing to Jody, and we're going to find out. But that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to very carefully put this down. So that's the HX effects unit, and I'll post a link later on too where you can grab this. But I mean, you can all your favorite music stores, Sweetwater and places like that, Guitar Center, all that kind of stuff. All right, let's very carefully grab the next thing. Let's have a quick look over. Let me see here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Jamie had made a mistake on the link, but he's figured it out somehow or another. Let me see here. Alan Speaks says Eric loves jazz funk. The truth is out. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Let me see here. Did I miss anybody else? Tommy Harris, Sexy Song. I love it. That's great. Helix rules, Mike Francis. And so, okay, you guys got everything going on there. So I'm gonna put this off to the side here on top of the Helix box. There we go. That is gonna be awesome. I'll try to power that thing up as soon as possible for you. Okay, so this is a bit of a blast into the past, kind of like the music I was playing earlier tonight, but not that far back. This is not going to be what a lot of people are expecting. There's the new Variax that just came out. This one is not that one. You guys all know me, the style of guitar that I play and style of music that I play. This is going to aid with that. It's going to assist. So where did I put the knife? Here it is. 1 second. I should have actually been using my my 5150 my EVH bar stool, and I could have got rid of this chair to give me some more room. But this one we're going to be a little bit more careful of cutting into, because I know the other one was cutting into steel somewhat. So, all right, how are we doing? Not too bad. It's not like I'm too accident prone, so I better be a little bit careful. So, well packed. I'm not sure what this is. This is some accessories for it. Could be, I'm not 100% sure. You guys that have the Variax will know better than I do. Variax, okay, the VDI USB interface, so I'm assuming that's what I hook up the Variax then from here to the computer, so I can do stuff like in the what's the name of the software, like the Guitar Studio stuff, whatever. I forget what it is. Jamie, you'll know. You guys, the other guys will know. Mike, you'll know as well too. Variax battery charger kit. There we go. Awesome. So those are required pieces. Okay, so I know you can't see this right now. I'm going to try to show you if I can. Let me see. The packaging was done stellar. It's going to be very hard to show you. You know what? You're just going to have to take my word for it, because I can't turn it with one hand. Beautiful gig bag. Line 6, beautiful gig bag, great quality. Now, this was sitting in my house for the better part of the afternoon, so 4 or 5 hours probably, and which is a good thing, because obviously it came from California through a horrible weather all its way up here, horrible weather here in Canada. And with my musical retail experience, you know, it's one thing I learned is never open a guitar quickly, you know, until it climatizes. And that's what I've done. So it's warmed up to room temperature here, so we should be okay. And just as a tip for people that don't know about that, especially acoustic guitars, but other guitars as well too, do not open them right away when coming from one extreme to another, because they can crack and break and everything else. Workbench, Mike's saying Workbench. That's it. I was trying to think of the name. Okay, so this was nice. I had the option of 2 different colors, and by saying these 2 color choices, especially the one color choice, people are going to know right away what the guitar is. But I had a choice to get it in black or another color, and I have to choose this color. Blood red. There you go. The James Tyler Variax, the JTV-89F, is that right? You guys, you know the model number better than I do. With F standing for Floyd Rose. And what's so cool about this, Floyd Rose with piezo system and the Variax system built into it. So now I'm going to have my cake and devour it too. I'm going to be able to have any kind of sound of guitar that I want from acoustic guitar, and the acoustic guitars are just simply breathtaking. Les Pauls, Stratocasters, Dobros, banjos, 12 strings, all kinds of stuff. Sitar, all that kind of stuff, just with the turn of a knob. Just looking at the knob here is right off the bat. I've got like your T model, the Telly. I've got Lester, which is like a Les Paul, specials, rockabilly, chime, which would be more like your 12 string, I believe, and so on and so forth, semi-acoustic, all that kind of stuff. So I'm a complete novice when it comes to the Variax. I'm going to be learning it quickly. I'm a complete novice when it comes to the Helix, and I've learned it pretty quickly as well too. That's one of the things I like about the family of products is the learning curve is very small. Some software, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, because it can be computer software, it can be whatever. Sometimes it's such a learning curve, and it just drives you crazy that you lose the fun or the creative moment to enjoy it. With Line 6, I'm finding that the learning curve is so brief and small that you're spending more time playing and enjoying than you are reading and that kind of thing as well too. And I think I have do I have Junior in the chat here as well too? Let me see here. Where is Junior? I thought it was him. Yeah, Bane Rocks, man. Hey, buddy. Awesome. He's going to be coming down here. He's upstairs in his little studio, and he's going to come down. I'm sure he's going to want to be checking this out as well too. So it's very cool. I told Frank on the show, when he was on the show last Friday, I said, you'll be happy to know that I haven't used a Variax in many, many years. And some of the music that you've heard me play on the show from my retired band Finding Core, there was a song I played that was called In the Sun. And there was a part in the song that required, I wonder if I'm in tune here, probably not. No, I'm far out of tune, but not too bad. I was going to try to play for you, but it's probably, the tension was probably released for shipping. But there's a song where I needed a 12-string kind of sound. And so we didn't have a 12-string in the studio at the time. I think we did, but it was really, really bad. So we had the Variax. Now, you guys that know the Variax better than me, it was the very first model that was ever made from Line 6. It was a black one, kind of like a double cutaway, kind of like a Les Paul special kind of look. I'm actually kind of between that and a, what else could I describe it as? You'll know what I'm talking about. It was the very first one anyways. And it had the 12-string sound on there, and I doubled that and put the sitar sound. And I was telling Frank about that on the show. And then I was saying, if I can make one product suggestion, I know without having to go through idea scale and all that kind of stuff, I said, let's get a Variax with a Floyd Rose. And he goes, well, we do have this one. And I'm like, I said, oh, I'll have to check it out sometime. And he sent it to me. So it's here, beautiful color, blood red. I'm going to see if I can, I don't usually keep my tremolos floating. So I'm going to pop in an FU tone trem stopper. And I'm going to see if I can get a detuna on here as well too. And I'm assuming the whammy bar and everything is in the pouch. But I'm going to just unlock it here for a second. Let's see what we got. It's got some serious good weight, a good weight in a good way. Beautiful cutaways on the back. Very nice. I love the cutaway. Different battery packs and things in that as well too. I'll take off all the plastic and stuff after, but I love the cutaway. Now, the only thing that's going to throw me for a real left field or left curveball pitch is it's 24 frets. I don't play 24 fret guitars. I was joking with Jamie Trevino earlier. I said I'm going to have to cut off 2 frets. I don't want a 21 fret guitar, and 24 fret guitars I'm lost. So I'm just going to have to put a little caution sticker up around the 23rd fret and say, caution, be careful, because you're getting into territory that you don't know where to go. Kidding, of course. But, it's going to be nice. That'll be something different in the studio here, because there is not one 24 fret guitar. So let's unlock this baby and see if we can get her close to being in tune. I wasn't planning on tuning it up on the air, but we'll try and see what we got. Just feeling right now, the action feels quite good right from the factory. I like that. Okay, and let's grab a guitar pick. There's lots of those kicking around. Try to be careful I don't damage the thing in the first moment I get it. Actually, it wasn't out that bad. Action feels nice. It's just a couple strings out. I'm quite surprised. Okay, we'll lock it back down. So really, for that travel that it did, is not bad at all. You know me, I will get on this thing as fast as humanly possible. Going to get the Variax system hooked up into the Helix. And one of the things I'm looking forward to as well, too, is the fact that I can change patches and change guitars through the Helix. So what my short-term goal here is, I want to play a song in the next couple of days, so I can do a live broadcast for you with one of my songs, where it features a nice acoustic guitar at the beginning, and then there's electric overdubs and there's lead overdubs. So I want to program those patches into the Helix, and I'm assuming from what I can see, what I've watched online, that it'll change the Variax guitar models, and by changing the patch in the Helix. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I know it can be done. I just haven't had the opportunity to try it yet. And I haven't had a floating tremolo since, well, 2 guitars I had with floating tremolos. The Yamaha Pacifica 921, which I still have here. And I had the PRS Torero, which Tommy Harris will know about because I think he had one or still has one. And it had a floating Floyd on it as well, too. I'm not a floating Floyd guy, so I think I'm probably going to block that. But it might be fun for the meantime. And I'm going to have to adjust a little bit because this would be the spring tension is set right now for A440, whatever. So I'll have to adjust that a little bit because I'm the half step down guy. But I might not have to do that for often that much either, because with the workbench that Mike's talking about earlier, you mentioned the word workbench. That's a software that will control this. I can program in custom tunings to this. So if you guys noticed a while back, a few weeks back, I did a live demo on the Rode 2 tuner, this guy. The automatic string winder, right? And string tuner, whatever. And I showed you guys live on the air how to do an Eddie tuning. You know, Eddie, when he tunes his guitar, he's down a half a step. Then he has some unorthodox, weird tunings for a few of the strings. So I was able to program that exact tuning into the winder. So we can do that with the workbench as well too. And I can actually assign it to a certain spot on the Variax. So I could be playing at concert pitch once. I can go down to the Eddie tuning. I can do some drop B, drop C, open tunings, all with just a flick of a switch. Now, I would imagine in most cases, when I'm doing a live broadcast, I would want to mute my microphone so you're not hearing the string clack of a normal pitch, and then coming through the mixer, the detuned pitch, because that's going to throw you that's going to make you go crazy because you're going to hear 2 different pitches. So I'll make sure when I do that, I will mute my microphone here so you're only hearing the processed tone. But I like the neck on this. It's a nice profile, fairly nice big frets on it. And you know what? The 24 frets doesn't scare me too much yet. It's nice. It's slinky. Give me another look at it. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. And I'm sure the whammy bar for it is in the pouch. Another thing too, I need to maybe I'll ask. Okay, I see where the piezo saddles are now. They're right there. If you see each one, there's the piezo saddles. I wasn't sure they are because I've never had a Floyd Rose with piezos in there. And for people that don't know what that is, that's the pickup system that will allow, it's like the vibrations that sense, as opposed to the magnetic pickups will transpose into the the acoustic sounds and all that kind of stuff as well too. So that was the question, was where the string lock blocks are. I will probably upgrade these with my traditional either navel brass from Futone or the titanium. And I'm thinking on this guitar, the navel brass will look really, really nice. It'll make it stand out pretty cool. But yeah, and I know Adam's stuff will fit on this. I'm going to get in touch with him, just tell him I've got the GraphTech bridge and see if there's any problem with putting that stuff on here. I don't think there's going to be. So here's your traditional 1/4-inch output on the back, and then your Variax, just a standard Cat 5 network cable. I didn't realize that, so that's cool. I didn't know you just use that type of a system. That's right on. Everything is in absolute mint shape. I love it. I'm going to get this thing fired up. I probably won't get a chance to do it tonight. At least I won't be able to do it live tonight. I am going to get it fired up tonight for a couple minutes and then get back to work. But I want to say a huge, huge thank you to Frank and the team. And Frank's offered to come back on the show anytime I want him. So I said, let's wait till we get to spring here, get into the spring season, let's come back. And now by that time, everyone and their next door neighbors had a chance to play with the new HX effects. And there's actually a good video too I saw today too. There's shows you how to update the firmware on that too, because some of them were shipped with a different firmware than what's available right now. So that's gonna be another thing I'm gonna try to do tonight as well too, is update the firmware in the HX effects. I had no problem doing it on the Helix, so it seems like it's pretty easy as well too. On the Facebook page, facebook.com/EVHGearTV, I'll share that video that Eric Klein produced showing you how to update the firmware, and I'm sure Chad and Mike and the good folks over at the Facebook, their Facebook page, we'll have all the videos up there too. I'm sure it's there as well. I'll just try to share it on my page for the people that frequent that one. So yeah, Mike Francis says very nice. Tone Moore says gorgeous. Quentin James says I'm jealous. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing this guitar will see a lot of action on the show because it's going to be very versatile for me in the fact that I can do acoustic guitars, I can do alternate tunings, I can do all kinds of crazy stuff with the flick of a switch. That's going to be amazing. And the fact that it has the Floyd Rose See, if it didn't have the Floyd roast, I would still use it, but not near as much. Now I can have, like I said, my cake and devour it too. I like it. I like it a lot. It sounds beautiful acoustically. I like it a lot. I'm very happy. So I have to get the boy down here right away. I know he's going to be very excited. Let me see here. Mike says, you're going to love the Variax. The quality is surprising, and no other guitars do this tech. I agree. And the fact that the cool thing is, you know, you get some things that could be like a toy, whatever. This is like a real deal shred axe, and it's got all the bonus technology behind it as well too. I'm just looking at the serial number and everything on the back. This is wicked awesome. I cannot say enough about this, and I'm excited as a pig in the mud with the HXFX as well too. I was telling Jamie earlier today, we were talking back and forth occasionally on Facebook, and I'm saying how I've got different rigs here for different purposes, and it's one of the things I love about the Helix family and Line 6. I keep saying Helix, but the Line 6 family of products is the fact that they grow with you. And a lot of their staff will tell you the exact same thing too. They don't want you just to, you know, their goal is not to say, yeah, here's a Line 6 product and you have to use just this and this is going to make your life perfect. They want to see it grow with you and adapt with you and blend and integrate with the other things that you have. And that's what I'm doing here. Just the other day, after using the Helix for several months, I got it last fall. I think it was late last fall. I actually figured out a way to run both at the same time, not running it into any of my tube amps per se, not with a 4-cable method or anything like that. I was actually running a direct signal to the 5150 back there, one of the 5150s, miking the cabinet, and doing a nice blend, running my Helix to the mixer left and right stereo, and running the tube amp dead center with a mic into the mixer as well, and blending in as much dry as I wanted or adding more wet as I needed, and it was amazing. So that's one rig. Another rig is going to be the 5150, the big one. This is my other rig is going to be the 5150 100-watt head with strictly no other effects other than the HXFX through that system. And then through the other 5150s, I'll be using my massive pedal board, which has got everything from, you know, A to Z on it as far as, and it's got a lot of EVH in there as well too. So those are the three different combinations. Two of them are going to be used the most. The combo of the Helix with a real tube amp, and probably the very most you're going to see me using 99.9% of the time is just strictly the Helix. You know, if I had to take one thing and go, it would be the Helix because I can get everything I want in there tone-wise, and I'm happy. And really, I don't even necessarily need the floor controller. It's just the added bonus of being able to get down there and change my patches. I could live on one patch. I have one patch I use all the time. It's one that I wrote, and I'm going to pick some brains of some of you guys that are much better with it than I am, like Jared and Mike as well too, and Jamie for sure especially. I think I'm overthinking my process of my three channel patch I made, clean, dirty, and lead channel. I think I made it more complex than it needs to be, so I'm going to bounce some ideas off of you guys to get that simpler. But I absolutely love it. It's my main patch I use all the time. And that being said as well, I just kind of, sometimes I have these ideas. A lot of times I have ideas and I think they're great in my head. And then when I say them, they're stupid and they just fail. But I had an idea last night, and even if I still think it's dumb later, I'm going to go with it because now I think it's a good idea. I'm going to do a segment on the show once a month, and I'm going to call it the Helix Hour. And it's going to be a 60-minute show, obviously, hence the word hour. Try to keep it to an hour, and I'm going to have one guest a month on the show that knows the stuff a hell of a lot better than me, that being the Jamies, the Jareds, all these people like that. And I'm going to have them come, Chad Boston's, you know, and so on and so forth, and Mike and all you guys. And I'm going to have you come on and share tips, tricks, all kinds of cool stuff. Because when people get a new product, whether it's something from Line 6 or it's a cool new, tablet or something like that, you want to know, what can my device do? So you go on Google, tricks and tips for such and such. Well, we're going to bring the tips to you and save you all the searching, because you can waste, not in a bad way, but you can waste a lot of time searching and less time playing. So I want to try to hand deliver you some of the knowledge, and not from me. I'll learn it as you're learning it, but from the guests I'm going to have. More time playing, less time learning, or less time searching anyway. So that's my intention, trying to make that work. I'll start rolling out some graphics and all that other kind of cool stuff soon too, but it's a Helix Hour, be one industry related guest a month. And when I say industry related, someone who's got the Helix product that's very familiar with it and knows what to do. We'll obviously work in the HXFX, still from the same family. Work that in as well too. From time to time, we can have like the Franks and the Eric Kleins and Nick and those people like that as well too. Anyone of those guys that want to come on and share some input, I'll be very happy to have them back too. Maybe get some feedback from how things are selling and technical feedback and that kind of stuff. It'd be really, really cool. So I hope you like the idea. I think it'd be fun. And like I say, less time searching, more time having fun. So that is about it, guys. There's not much else here to show you. Fantastic day. For those of you that haven't updated your Helix yet, 2.5 is up there on the website. I'm sure you can probably safely get in there now without crashing. The website at least, because a lot of people already have it. I'm going to update my firmware on the HXFX here in the early part of the evening as well too. And I'm going to plug this thing in and find out what I can do. I'm such a novice. Now, this is one thing. I've only watched a few videos on the Variax, especially on this particular model. So my knowledge on this one is probably on a scale of 1 to 100, probably a 10. So I need to get up to speed on this thing right away. And that's why I'm excited about doing this program as well too, the Helix Hour, which will turn into a Line 6 Hour, which will be the whole gamut of product, whatever we want to talk about that month. I want to learn from some of you pros as well too. So I'm going to be taking notes when the camera's on you guys, whoever that may be. I'm going to be taking notes, trust me, and learning as well too. So check it out, line6.com. If you're owners of the Helix, go grab the new firmware. I'm going to try to experiment with that as well tonight as well. So we are Wednesday. We've got a show this Friday. Warren Hughes, guitar shredder, Extreme, is going to be on the show. I'm really looking forward to talking with him. Got Michelangelo Batillo coming up soon as well too. I've got Mrs. Smith, the guitar shredder that's taken over the nation and the news like a storm. It's pretty cool. I got to look up Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith rocks. I forget the actual website. I have it in my email, but just Google Mrs. Smith, the cat lady, and she's coming on the show as well too. It's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be a totally different interview for me. It's just the whole style is going to be different. So it's going to be some extra prep on my part for that. But having a lot of fun with this, having a lot of fun with you guys and girls. And I'm just a little tiny bit away from 5,000 subscribers. I'm on that final hump. It's less than 50 subscribers to go now. So if you have some friends that are into guitar that you think might like the channel, it's not just always about Eddie Van Halen as much as it's a lot about Eddie Van Halen, but it's about Van Halen. It's about his gear. It's about everything. It's just about having some fun, getting some of the Brown sound and everything in between. But it's all cool guests. That's the cool part, is the fact that a lot of our childhood heroes growing up have already been on the show, and I'm going to have a lot more of them as well too. They're fun to talk to. You get to talk to them in the chat, ask questions. So tell your friends about that. They might like it. It's just a lot of fun. It's just nostalgia. Kick back, have some fun for 90 minutes every Friday night, or sometimes it's other irregular nights as well too. But maybe if you can point out the channel to them, I'd be forever grateful. We're going to start kicking off a big contest at 5,150 subscribers, 5,150. That'll be pretty cool. That'll be probably at the rate the channel's going right now. I could say it's probably going to realistically be a few weeks, maybe. Hard to say. Maybe a month, less, no longer than a month, I'm sure. And statistically, looking at where the channel is at right now, I think there's a good possibility that I could hit 5,000 by the weekend. That's probably maybe overly optimistic. Maybe by Saturday or Sunday, possibly before the weekend's over. So I'd love to hit that 5,000 and just turn off numbers for a while and stop thinking about numbers. Not that I think about them a lot, but it's just get that out of sight, out of mind. But that 5,000 would be really, really nice. I know it's not your, hundreds of thousands like some of these other guys have in millions and things like that, but 5,000 is a nice number. It feels quite nice. And I'm very, very grateful to each and every one of those subscribers. So listen, it is 7:35 here Eastern Standard Time. A lot of work to do. And I really wish I get to play with this stuff as much as I'd like to tonight. It's going to be very limited access tonight, but I promise to get some demos up here on the channel live, of course. And most of them, a lot of people have said they've enjoyed me doing the live demos as opposed to, these overly produced demos. That, I love to do those too, trust me. But you can, I think it's nicer to see the live demos where I'll fall flat on my face and make some mistakes, technology-wise and performance-wise. And it goes to show you that it's human, right? And that's how we all learn together. And maybe some people watching some of these live demos that I do will learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistake twice as well too. So we'll be doing that right away. So go have a good evening. Please come back and see me on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my very good friend and guest, Warren Hughes. We're looking forward to it. And I just hope you have a fantastic week. If you're in any path of any storms, at least we're going to be getting one right away. Be safe out there. Stock up on candles and food and all that good stuff. And we'll look forward to seeing you Friday. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in tonight, and we will look forward to talking to you real soon. And just for, I almost swore, I was going to say for something in giggles, but I'm not going to swear. I'll just give you a little flashback to the intro. And wrong one. I didn't mean the intro. I meant we'll start the show soon. All right, guys and girls, we will see you very, very soon. This was just a lot of fun. My mind's somewhere else today. It's just a million miles per minute day today, but it's a good day. Happy Line 6 Day to everybody. We will see you all. Let me see. Hang on. Wait a second. I didn't scroll to the bottom of the chat. Andrew Emery's here. Says, thanks, EVH Gear and Line 6. See, I got to scroll, man. I almost missed people. Don Shepard, cheers, Eric, and see you all Friday. Sean Zimmerman, okay, hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too, Sean. I really hope you're doing well. I didn't scroll down. I feel really bad. Let me see here. Can you show the outputs on the HX? Yes, I can do that for you. I'm not going to go yet because this is a very good question. Tactical 6-string is here saying, more gear. Yes, indeed, sir. And Tone War says, looking forward to being on your show. Yes, I mentioned you'd be a great guest. I'm going to have you on for sure. We'll schedule that. Quentin says, Eric, my buddy, Tony Clark is going to post a video of his Helix. I'll tag you on. Okay, do that, please. Please do. Richard Henry says, I can replicate all the Iron Maiden tones from 1980 to 2018 with my Helix. It's invaluable for a tribute band. I agree with you 100%. Andrew says, fun to see an HX4 cable rig, maybe. For sure. And we'll do that. Mike says, thanks, Eric and Poison. Awesome show, guys. Thank you. And I'm really glad I scrolled down. I didn't think there was more down here. Let me see here. Yeah, Mike Bledsoe says, Mr. Smith got some big hands for sure. Who else did I miss here? Tony Dustin. Thanks, Eric. See you next time. Tommy Harris, great show. Very fun. Thanks, Tommy. And so Jamie wanted to see, and FNF Gamer says, can't wait to see you for Friday. I'm going to hang on here for one more second because I'm going to grab the HX effects. He wanted to see the back of it. One sec. It's actually off to my left. So let me try to put this guitar down carefully. So you wanted to see the inputs, was that what it was, Jamie? Can you show the outputs on the HX? Okay. Can you see that? Try to tip it. There we go. Is that a good angle? So there you go. Hopefully that helps, yeah? So I'm going to get this fired up tonight as well, too. So now, yes, for sure, I'm actually going to go because I haven't missed anyone now. I hate to ever leave and miss someone. Thank you, everybody, so much. I really hope I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. I really appreciate you tuning in. And I did see Andrew. Adam Roach. I did miss somebody. Adam. And it's very late. He's over in Australia. Yes, I made it. It's very late for him. It's a good 6 hours difference here, so it's quite late. Thank you for tuning in, and I apologize. I almost missed you, but I didn't miss you. That's good. I don't think I've missed anybody. Now, Draw with Beaker. Yes, I did. Missed him too. Very sorry. Mike Bledsoe. Let me see here. Was saying he heard from the EVH rep that preamp output on the EVH 5150 amp was designed for low output for recording applications. Interfaces are direct to board. So with a power amp and external boost is required. There you go. Some people were questioning that about the low output of the preamp. So that there's an answer on that. This time, I think I'm fairly safe. I know I'm not going to be able to catch everyone every single time, but I really do go out of my way to try to recognize everyone because without everyone, this thing would not happen. The show would not happen. So I really, the Helix effects, the HX effects is $5.99 US. If I'm not 100%, I think I'm pretty right on that. Guys, can you comment on that? $5.99 US, like street price. I think it's $7.99 map, whatever, or I think it's whatever manufacturers has at retail. But I think at streets at around $5.99, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I hope I'm correct on that. And Andrew says, just coming up to 1 a.m. here and late. All right. You guys and girls rock. I am going to let you go. And we will see you very soon, okay? See you Friday night. Thanks so much for watching. Tell your friends. And yes, how about an EVH tour? EVH hour. Oh, we have EVH hour all the time, man. 90 minutes of it for the most part. and some shows even more so. Some less, some more. But it's there's definitely a lot of EVH content here, and hopefully, if things go very, very well, there's going to be some huge EVH content in the distant near future. That's all I will say. There you go. And I was right at $5.99. Thank you, Jamie. You rock, buddy. Jamie, I'll catch up with you for a few minutes on Facebook after and recap a little bit. And we'll see you guys real soon. This is the longest goodbye ever. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Cheers. I am now on Patreon. If you enjoy my content and wish to support my channel and what I do, then please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/EVHGearTV. Your support assures the continued growth of this channel and a fun community in which to share our love for Van Halen, music gear, and much more.
Hey, my name is Eric and I'm playing the Frankenstrat guitar.
Video production services provided by Design39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs.